Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through a full hiking guide with commentary from the Ogwen Valley all the way to the summit of YGarn. I'm going to show you an in-depth look what it's like of the route to hike up through Devil's Kitchen to the summit of YGarn and back again on this circular day hike so that you can enjoy it with family and friends this summer. It's one of my favourite hikes to do in all of Snowdonia National Park, and I did do a hiking guide around 5 years ago. I'll link it at the top here somewhere, so if you wanted to watch that one as well you can, but it's been long overdue that I do another hiking guide for this route, with it being my favourite. So I'm going to shrink myself down to the corner of the screen and take you through this route step by step. And stick around to the end of this video if you're interested in coming on this hike with me in the summer. I'm going to let you know how you can get involved. On that note, let's head over to the map view where we can get on with the walkthrough. Okay, that's me nicely in the bottom of the screen there. So what I want to do first is talk about where this hike actually starts. So I like to park in the long lay-bys opposite the campsite Llyn Ogwen. There's usually plenty of space here and more than adequate parking to park here for free. Whatever you do, don't park on the double yellers unless you want to get towed away. We're then going to make our way from here down the road a short distance before crossing it and heading towards Llyn Ogwen, which is a small farm before we head to the large lake in front of us, which is actually Llyn Ogwen itself. Llyn Ogwen is a 78-acre glacial lake in the heart of Snowdonia National Park. And believe it or not, it's only 3 meters deep. As we hike down the side of Llyn Ogwen, we're going to be able to see where we're going to hike up into Idwal and onto YGarn. We'll get to the road before finally hitting the cafe at the visitor centre. When we get to the visitor centre, you're going to be able to go to the toilet and you're going to be able to get any last minute drinks and snacks you're going to need for the hike ahead. From the visitor centre itself, it's a short, steady hike up to the main lake, Llyn Idwal. When you get to Llyn Idwal, you're going to be able to see the whole entire Cwm Idwal and the Devil's Kitchen where you're about to head on your hike. This is one of the finest examples of a glacial lake in all of Snowdonia. We're going to head left and head down the left-hand side of this lake. As we do, if we look up to our left, we're going to see what's known as Seniors Ridge, which is a scramble which heads up to the summit of Llyn y Cwn. As we head further down the path, we'll eventually get to Idwal slabs. These rhyolite slabs are a climbing mecca. You're going to definitely see climbers and scramblers all over these in the summer. The slabs offer fantastic multi-pitch climbing as well as grade 2 to 3 scrambling. We're going to make our way past Idwal slabs and then make our way to the ascent path to Devil's Kitchen. Devil's Kitchen is basically a glacial formed fissure in the rock at the head of Cwm Idwal. It's at this point that our hike turns a little bit more hands-on. It's not considered a scramble, but you may have to use your hands to get over a couple of boulders. Once you've headed up the staircase and over the sty, it's a short hike to Llyn y Cwn. It's a small body of water on the lower slopes of Llyn y Cwn and is a great spot to stop, have some lunch and appreciate the views. Once you've done that, it's time to start ascending to the summit of YGarn. We turn right at the lake and start to ascend the path towards the summit of YGarn, taking in a few switchbacks as we go. The higher slopes start to get a little bit steeper, but eventually if you push on, you'll eventually reach the summit. YGarn Summit sits at 947 metres and offers fantastic panoramic views of the Ogwen Valley and down towards Nant, Peris and Peris. This makes it the 10th highest mountain in Wales. When you're finished on the summit, you're going to want to head down and turn right on the plateau to head down the ridgeline back into the Ogwen Valley. This ridgeline isn't exposed, however it is quite steep and the rocks are quite sharp, so just watch yourself on the way down. You'll pass a small lake before getting back to Llyn Idwal and Llyn Idwal's beach. This is a small pebble beach at the end of the lake, so you're going to just make your way across this and head back the way you came. You'll eventually reach the path that you walked up on, so if you head down that, you're going to get back to the visitor centre and cafe. The cafe offers hot drinks, snacks, and you can also use the toilet again before your journey home. This time, when we leave the visitor centre and cafe, what we're going to do is stick to the road. We're going to walk down the path past the 2 car parks on our right, headed back to the location where we started. On our way back, we're going to pass what is one of the UK's greatest scrambling days, that is Tryfan North Ridge. It's a grade 1 scramble and it's one of the best in the national park. But we'll leave that route guide for another day. Head past Tryfan and you'll find yourself back at the laybys and the car where you started your hike earlier on in the day. Okay, so there we have it, a full fly-through guide of one of my favourite Snowdonia hikes. It's a wonderful day hike covering around 8 miles of fantastic mountainous ascent. On a good day, these views are going to be absolutely spectacular of the Glidders. You'll be able to see over to the Snowdon Massif, and behind you'll be able to see all across the Carnethai mountain range. That is why this is one of the best. All in all, there's around 2,500 foot of ascent, with the steepest part of the hike being the Devil's Kitchen. If you've got any questions about this route, then leave them in the comments and I will get back to every single one of you. I'll leave a link up here for the video that I filmed 5 years ago so that you can watch that one after this one. If you want to take part in a challenging hike with the support of a qualified mountain leader as part of a group, then check out the link that I've left in the description below. There you'll find a list of dates where we'll be going hiking as a group with me, Dave, from Quality Mountain Day as your mountain guide. So if you don't want to do it alone and you don't want to do it on your own, join one of the group hikes and come along as a group and let's go and experience the summit of YGarn together. On that note, the best way to stay updated on these videos and any other future videos is always to hit subscribe. I'll leave it at that. Enjoy your day. See you in the next video.